All right. We're not as many people today. That's good. So who has the first question? Let's see. All right, Harsh, let's go.
Hey, what's up, Max? Am I audible?
Yes.
So I'm having a hard time to get to the decision maker because sometimes I get to the owner, but I realize that they don't, handle their marketing themselves. They have a manager or someone. And when I get to the manager, sometimes they don't handle, the owner handles. So I'm having a really hard time, to actually get to the decision maker who handles the marketing. Sometimes it's not even the owner.
Get you. And it's like the organic stuff, organic outreach that you're doing, or?
Yeah. And yeah, many a times they don't even reply on Instagrams, or sometimes, the owner doesn't handle the Instagram itself. An employee does. And yeah, they don't just respond nicely.
Yeah, so I think I go through that in the course as well, right? I talk about like the triangle, like kind of how people are, the current state of the market, and there's like a triangle, and at the top only like the top 3% of the market are like interested right now, and then top 7% are somewhat interested, and so on and so forth. And like the top like 90% of the market right now are actually not that interested, or it's not a good timing right now. Do you recall that triangle?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So like, because basically when you do the organic, it's kind of part of the game, right? That not everybody is going to be interested right now. And it's like a numbers game as well, because when you start to run ads, you start to do inbound marketing, you basically only get in contact with people who are interested, because you're showing ads to more and more people. You're basically showing ads to thousands and thousands of people automatically every single day. But when you do the organic, you kind of have to go through that manually. So if you're having a tough time getting through to like the decision maker, like you can try a bunch of like tips and tricks and stuff like that, but really there's really no answer to it better than to just like continue and just continue to reach out to people. And you can do certain things to kind of make it easier for you to get through to the decision maker, like trying to get in contact with the business owner beforehand. So like maybe you can try to do like a cross-platform type of thing where you're not only emailing them, but you're also sending them messages on Instagram or on LinkedIn or whatever that might be. But people not responding, it's at the end of the day, it's kind of just part of the game as well. Like people like, yeah.
Right. Thanks, man. And yeah, the organic method actually works because some of the people who have responded to my emails are actually really impressed that I know that much about their business and what they do. Yeah, because the personalized line really helps. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. And yeah, definitely continue with the personalization. It takes a little bit more time, but it is worth it. So in my experience. All right. Cameron.
Hi, Max.
Hey.
So it was a question about the contract. So, you gave out like a contract template. This is what I was wondering, because a client that I'm currently signing at the minute has like a solicitor who reads through the entire contract, and they've got back to me. And basically, I mentioned last time that they were asking for my registered business number and things. So I went ahead and said I was a sole trader. So on the contract, legally, do I need to say Cameron England and his team, or should I put my agency name? What is like the legally correct way to do it?
Yeah, obviously I don't want to give like legal advice or how it works, so I don't want to tell you exactly what to do. I have actually, using that contract, I haven't had a single potential client get back to me with like details regarding it actually. So normally what I sign is just the agency name, essentially. Right. Yeah, so I just write the agency name and then I sign it with my name. That's more like, if you sign it under your name, if you do it under HelloSign, it's still like a legally bound document. So yeah.
All right, thank you. I think I just got a bit of an awkward client, to be honest, and they're extra cautious, but yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Hey, Max.
Hey.
Hey, what's up? So I have one question, Max. Like, there are many sub accounts in the account, right? So how to give the access for our clients just for sub account?
So basically what you do is that you just open up the sub account, and then is it like the first client that you're going to add? Like,
yeah.
Got you. Yeah, I can actually, if I can bring up the screen and just kind of share real quick. So let's see here. So you basically just add them manually, or this is what I do at least. I'm just going to open up the sub account right here. Let me share my screen real quick. Right. So if you create a sub account for your client, and normally or always what I do after you've signed the contract and they paid the first payment essentially, then you start the onboarding process. So you send them the Google forms essentially that they can fill out, and they also book the onboarding call. And then always prior to the onboarding call, I always make sure that I set up the sub account for them. So normally what I do, I go under settings and I like adjust all of this information for the client. I pick the niche, I change out the logo, I do all of this. And then also what I do is that when I go under my staff here, I'm still under the sub account, right? So it's not the agency view, but I go into my staff, and then I just add an employee here. And then I just add like the owner of the business right here. And sometimes I'm even like uploading the image, like I go and grab like a profile image of the business owner on like LinkedIn or something. So I prepare everything here. I create the password, and then and then once you save this, they should get like an email from High Level with all of the login details. But I always make sure that I save this information in like a file as well, or in like a Google Sheet for the client. So when we jump on onboarding call, I can just instruct them to, hey, go to app.homeservice.co or app, basically log in, and I give them all of the login details over the call, and they can log in and we can do the onboarding that way.
Okay. So the password which we enter here is the new password, not the agency password.
Yeah. So here, when you create I'm inside of the sub account right now. So here I basically just write in the first name and last name of the business owner. And then for the password here, just create the password for them.
Okay, got it. Okay,
Yeah,
thanks, man. This
yeah,
was
no
a
worries.
major for me.
Yeah, and like a classic mistake is to click this green button, like reset password, but you don't want to do that. You want to scroll to the bottom and click save, because if you click reset, then you're resetting the entire thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said this in the video.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah. No worries. All right. Let's continue. Let's do Sebas. Sebastian.
Hey,
Hey, how's it
can
going?
you pass on to the next question? I'm kind of in the middle of something right now.
Yeah, for sure. Let's continue with Akmal.
Hi there. So just like two similar questions about Facebook ads. So when testing out the ads, do you only change the images or also the ad copy? And then at what stage do you stop testing the ads and start picking the ones that actually work?
Yeah, so like is this for a new niche that you're running, or like
Sorry?
is this for a new niche, or are you like, have you been running a lot of ads for this specific niche before, or?
Oh, no. I haven't run any ads before.
Okay. So basically in the beginning, to answer your question quickly, I always change out the images. So because I know that the ad copy is working essentially, because we're basically running the same ad copy over and over again, or we adjust it like slightly for our clients, but we still have like the core fundamentals of the ad copy is always the same. Like we call out the homeowner first, and then we have like a special program, and we have all of like we have some exclusivity, some urgency, scarcity, and all of this, and we have a call to action. So we're pretty much running the same ad copy over and over and over again. And that's why it's so good to run an SMMA as well. Like you're only helping one niche with one specific offer, because when you figure out what ad copy that works, you can just use that over and over again for all of your next clients as well. Same thing with the landing page and all of that. So normally what we do, if the ad doesn't work initially, or if we're not getting as good results initially, then it's always the image, because we know that the ad copy is working. So we normally just change out the images essentially and test new images.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else regarding that, or?
So yeah, just so you say in your video, like sometimes you do like 5 ads and sometimes you start off with like 10, 12. Yeah. How do you know, like, how do you gauge that? How much you should start off with?
Yeah, so like when we do local campaigns, you know, I've been going through a ton of courses myself, and I've been listening to a ton of media buyers, and we're working with a ton of media buyers. And when you run like super big campaigns, and when you target like nationwide campaigns, and if you do e-com, and you know it's a media buyer who's handling, you know, tens of thousands of dollars every single day or whatever it might be, then like campaign structure becomes a lot more important, because you have to you're handling a bigger ad budget, and you're testing a bunch of different things, and so on and so forth. But the good thing when you do local campaign is that it's very simple. Like we do the targeting, for example, super simple. We only go like with the area and with the age, and that's pretty much it. We do automatic placements. We have like one campaign, one ad set, and then inside of the ad set, it depends on how many good images we get. So then we just have one ad copy inside of the ad set, and then we're testing. In one campaign that we launched, we have like 5 images that we test, and another one sometimes we have like 15. So yeah, it doesn't really matter, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. All right, let's continue. Let's do Harsh.
Hi again. So legally, I actually cannot sign a contract under 18. So what should I do in that case?
Good
Do I just
question.
not sign it?
I don't know, to be completely honest with you. Have you? Yeah, I don't know actually how you should do that. Do you have like a business under? Are you like doing business under your own business, or are you like lending in like parents' company, or are you still looking for the first client, or kind of what's the situation there?
I'm looking for the first client. I think I found one. He's almost ready. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's my case right now.
Yeah, I'm not like that. It's kind of out of my territory to answer like legal stuff and stuff like that. But you can, like, the whole thing with an agreement is just that like you and the other party make an agreement, essentially, that you agree upon what it is that you're going to do. That's the main thing. Like an email can be like an agreement, essentially. You know, if you agreed upon something in an email thread, you can like screenshot that and use that kind of as an agreement. I would still, as long as you can accept payments and so on and so forth, I would still. Yeah, I don't want to give you advice, because I don't know what the answer is, to be completely honest with you. So I would check it like locally. If you know anybody who knows this stuff, like contact like a legal advisor or something like that and see what you can do. Yeah, that's basically my best answer.
All right, Max, no worries. And
No.
I also wanted to ask you, there's this guy who I've talked to a couple of times on the email. He's actually really interested, but he doesn't want to get on a sales call until I give him the, price of what I'm charging, because he says that he doesn't want to waste his time, on a sales
Yeah.
call if it's not affordable. So should I just give him the pricing, or try to lure him more on the sales call side?
Don't give him the price like on email. It's because normally that's just a sign of a person that's not really that interested anyways. And, or at least that's from my experience. You know, if somebody's actually interested, then they want to jump on a call. And if it's normally, that's a lower quality client, in my opinion, if they just want to know the price, because they're not really looking for quality. They're just looking for something cheap, or they're just like window shopping, and it's just like a smoke screen to kind of, they just don't know. It's just a weird thing to know about. Oh, what's the price? I don't like that at all. I never give the price just over like an email conversation. I always tell them to, book a call, and we do it on the call. And if they don't want to do that, then I don't really care about it, because then we're getting new calls sooner, essentially, of people who are actually interested, if that makes sense. So in the beginning, it might be tough because you really want to get that first client, but that's also why I recommend to kind of having a cap on like the income of the clients that you work with. So like you only work with companies making at least $1 million per year, or $2 million per year, or whatever that might be, because then you're never getting in contact with people who are like, or asking like questions like that, or they just want to know the price immediately because they're more seasoned business owners, if that makes sense.
Right, gotcha. And
Yeah.
I think there might be a few people who were trying to join with the Google Meet link of last week's. That's why there's just 8 people here. I don't know,
Gotcha.
maybe.
I think that is what it is because I was trying to do that as well. I didn't actually realize this was there.
Yeah, I also tried to do that, but then I joined with the Zoom after adding it to my Google Calendar. So yeah, I think that might be the case. Thanks for the advice, by the way.
Yeah, no worries. That might be it. I wonder how I should what we should do about that. Let's do this. Let's continue. And if I guess I can send a quick email blast here to everybody in a sec. But let's go through some more questions because they should have the link in like the Google, right?
Yeah, the link's on the Google Calendar. So I didn't even know. I knew it was a Zoom meeting because I was looking at today's like events. But yeah, some people might be clicking last week still.
I should have updated everybody because I changed to Zoom because I got a lot of people last week who joined who wasn't supposed to be there. So I thought Zoom would be a better option. But yeah, let's continue and let's continue with Shivam.
Hey Max, how are you doing, man?
It is good. It is good. How are you?
Okay, I'm also fine, Max. I got a question for you. Like, my niche is for moving services, like Facebook ads for moving service, and I was wondering what would be the best call to action in a Facebook ad? Like, should I keep it like a booking calendar or it should be a lead generation form? So, you have any idea for that?
For your clients, you mean, or like for yourself to get clients?
No, not like when I'm running ads for my clients, what should be the best call to action in their like post, whatever I'm like adjusting. So
Yeah. So I've never been running ads for moving companies, right? So I can't like tell you exactly what to write, but and that's why I would recommend to find like a media buyer who you can basically learn from. And if you can find a media buyer who's been helping moving companies, that's always going to be the best thing. But what I could recommend that you do is that I have like a video on my YouTube channel where I show exactly how I run the ads for roofing, and you can kind of you can pretty much just copy paste that ad copy and just adjust it slightly for your niche. And even better, since that is for like roofing and or like local roofing solar companies, what also you can do is that when you onboard your client and you show them like what ad it is that you're going to run before you go live. That's always what we do. We onboard the clients, we extract all of the information that we need, and then we set everything up. We prepare the campaigns, the landing pages, and all of that. And before we go live, I always record a Loom video where I kind of walk them through what it is. Like, here's what the landing page looks like, here what the ad looks like, and so forth. Then you can just take the ad copy that we run for roofers, adjust it for moving companies, like make it slightly so that it fits that niche, obviously. And then you can always ask your clients if there's anything else that they want to mention in there, essentially. So try to get as much information as you can from your clients. Like if they have any specific offers running right now, if they, I don't know, in our industry, for example, they have like financing. So, they can get a new roof for as low as $96 per month. That might be a good thing. So you can basically ask your client, use our ad as a template, and then ask your clients for basically different benefits and values to their clients that you can mention in the ads. Yeah.
but won't it be an issue like they might be thinking that I have already worked with moving companies and I have an idea already about what will be working best for them?
Yeah. So, and that's fine. Like we're still asking our clients to this day because every single business have different offers essentially. So if you just present them with like, you can tell them like, hey, here's like an ad copy it's like a base ad copy that we would like to test first, but is there anything else that you would like to add inside of the ad copy? Is there any, and basically just asking them if they have any different values or like special offers right now or anything like that. Yeah. And then I would do to answer your question, because I think you asked if you would do a, what call to action to have. I would do a landing page with the survey on it, collect the information, then redirect them to a booking page. Kind of exact same as I have in the program as well.
All right. Thank you, Max.
Yeah, no worries. Let's do this. If you guys can give me 2 minutes, then I'm just going to blast out this super quick email to everybody on the list. So if I'm just going to pause my screen here for literally 2 or 3 minutes. So if you want to go to the toilet or anything, then I'll be back here in 2 minutes. Super quick.
Hey, Sebastian, it's you only in 300 agencies, right? From Peru.
Hey man, yes. I'm in the real estate niche in Peru. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Gotcha.
You are in 300 agencies, right?
Yeah. We're friends there on Discord. I'm Morpheus.
Yeah. I talked to you last week, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. When you're on the road, I guess.
No,
Mhm.
you guys got into 300 agencies.
Yeah.
Oh, and I don't know why I didn't get in. To be honest, I only applied like a week ago, so I'm not sure if it was already full or
No, I think there's just 3 spots left still.
is there? I might have
Yeah,
to.
we've got 297 in there.
I don't know what the best way to actually get his attention would be, to be honest.
I mean, you just gotta apply, to be honest. I just applied there, sent a Loom video, and I got in.
Wait, where do you send the Loom video? I'm confused.
In the Discord.
Because I clicked apply, and then it just said you've got a ticket, and then that's all. Do I
I
need to
thought
do
you
it?
were in. So you're not in already?
No.
Oh, okay.
You want to add the information of your agency and how many clients you've got, and also make a Loom video, send that Loom link in the ticket itself, and he's gonna get back to you, Thomas. That's what the process is.
When I entered, it was quite a lot easier. I just signed up with the affiliate link and DM Thomas, and I got in. But I was thinking the 20 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've just created another ticket, and it says support will be with you shortly. To close this ticket, react with the lock. Is that all I need to do, or do I need to include information about my agency?
Yes, you need to include your agency information and how you manage your clients or your own agency, and send the Loom video link.
Right, so I
ticket
in
itself.
the chat with the ticket.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's in the chat. Oh shit, I'm an idiot. I've been waiting like a month, so.
But I think you have to have your clients first. I think you gotta have a client.
Yeah, I've got. I'm onboarding one, and I've got like 11 calls booked, so I'll just show them a picture.
Okay.
Hopefully that'll do the job.
You got 11 calls booked. Fair play.
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I've got 11 calls booked.
And what
you do like cold calls?
Oh, sorry.
A bit of everything. They're all from a mix of different outreach, to be honest.
Have you found what Max is saying to be true, like personalization is working the best?
Well, to be honest, I don't really use email. I kind of just use compliments if it's like DMing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that works well. And then you kind of, it's like what you call like the bait and switch method. So you kind of like appear to be a customer, compliment them, and then kind of like ease yourself into the pitch.
I saw that on a Things video, Charlie Morgan's.
Yeah. I think that's very effective in my opinion.
Yeah, and what's your niche, by the way?
Medical spas.
Fair play.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's continue.
Guys, Max is here.
Yes, I sent the email. Let's that should be good now. All right, but let's continue. I don't want to break the conversation going, but let's hear. Let's do the next one. Who do we got? Ray?
Hey, sorry about that. So basically my quick question, I've like 2 questions. I just got my media buyer interviews booked for this week, and I'm interviewing about 3 to 4 media buyers. Basically my basic questions were going to be experience, case studies, any experience with my specific niche, and how they handle like the ad campaigns and everything. Do you think that basically are all the questions I should really need to ask, or are there anything else I should add?
No, I think that's good, like good questions. The main thing that I always just look for with the media buyer is that they should be able to tell you like what they're going to do and what the plan should be.
So they should be leading it more basically so that way you know what they're talking about.
Yeah, basically come to them looking for answers, essentially. Like just ask them like out of curiosity, like how would you do this? How would you do that? What would the landing page look like? What would the ads look like? Also ask them for like social proof, like actually, because if they're a real media buyer, they should be able to just like share their screen and like go into ad accounts and like show you everything, essentially. And so they should like educate you on how it should be done, essentially. That's basically my best tip. And because then you very quickly get like a gut feeling for if it's a legit person or not, essentially. Yeah.
Got it. My next question is, so I was looking at your week 3 video, basically using people in your circle that might have like a good lead for me. So I actually found one. Thank you for that, by the way, for a chiropractor who's actually pretty near my area and everything. All his referrals he gets for his business, he doesn't have a website. He doesn't do any paid advertisement. It's word of mouth. I think he's like in his 60s right now. I called basically, and the receptionist is like a gatekeeper. Basically, she's like, he's not interested. He's never done it that way. I'm like, I can't even get on the phone with him because of the receptionist. So basically, I have 2 questions about that. How do you think you would tackle that? Because he's like an old-fashioned guy in his 60s, but I feel like he can definitely grow his business a lot more by, actually having a internet presence in and of itself. And also with no website even being built out, do you think that's a good start, like build out a website for him as well, if I'm able to obtain him as a client?
Yes, you can definitely offer people and have that in like the value stack, or when you, because we did that for a while on the actual sales call when we do the presentation. You can have like in the value stack at the end of your sales presentation, or your pitch deck rather, you can have like, you can put an item in there that you have a website that you can help them with. But it's not mandatory because not everybody will need a website, right? But so you can have that in there, and because a lot of people want help with the website, and just having a super simple, like a funnel website that you have prepared inside of the snapshots, and that's literally something that you can set up for them in like an hour or so if you have everything prepared, and they get a full-blown website with all of the functionality that they need. So it's super valuable to them.
I don't know if I missed it, but in the course, do you talk about website build? I know we use like your basic website template in the beginning and everything, but is there like one for like clients? Because I know it probably differs per the niche as well. So, or do you usually find someone to outsource that to as well?
I have a client website template inside the end week of number 4 when we have like a client snapshot.
Because
I got you.
I'm following what you said, basically like don't go to week 4 until you complete week 3. So I'm like, I just want to get the media buyer, then I'll get to that. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's good. And also with the receptionist basically like being the biggest like gatekeeper, she won't even like give me a chance to get it on the phone with him. And I was trying to see if I can get him on the internet or Instagram, but since he's like old fashioned, he doesn't have any of those presences either. You think that's just like a dead lead basically in a sense?
If you can't get past the receptionist?
Yeah.
Well, it's like, again, like in my opinion, if I'm reaching out to or like talking to business and I'm having such a hard time getting through to them, I really don't spend too much time on it, because honestly, it's really only in the beginning when you launch your agency that you're going to have that problem. It like, because if you're going to grow your agency like 20K or 30K or 50K, whatever it might be, as soon as you're having like your first 5 clients, getting some testimonials, getting some results, you can start to reinvest in ads. You really don't have to like be cold calling anymore, unless you want to scale the agency super big and have a ton of like cold calling people who do cold calling for you. But in my, basically what I did is that as soon as I started to get some positive cash flow, I just reinvested into ads, and then people started to book and call with us. So I don't really have to like chasing people, if that makes sense, right? But if you're in that phase right now where you have to chase them, if it's getting like, if it's too hard getting through to somebody, then just go to the next, is basically what I would do. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Max.
No worries. All right, let's continue. Shivam.
Yeah, Max, first of all, I got a solution for Ray. Can I go ahead?
Sorry?
I got a like quick solution for Ray that it might help him. So
Yeah.
can I go ahead?
Please do.
Okay, so Ray, first of all, when you're cold calling a company, you should make sure that you know the name of the owner, and whenever you're like picking up the call, you should say, "Hi, can I talk to John?" and like that, or connect me to John directly. And make sure your conversations are small, like you don't tell more about yourself. Even if they ask who you are or like where are you calling from, you just say the name of your city and your company's name. That's it. Yeah, this has basically helped me a lot in my cold calling approaches. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you for
Secondly,
that.
Max, yeah, no worries, man. Max, I wanted to ask, like, would it be good if I start, like, I charge like a minimum amount of $1,000 for my first client? Like, I was assuming that going for beta clients would it be better? Or like, should I like have a premium package and I absolutely charge around minimum $1,500 to $2,000? Or can I go below $1,000? This was my question, Max.
I wouldn't create an offer under 1,000. I would I would create an offer where you're selling it for at least $2,000 in my opinion. That's what I would go for, because then, you know, if you're having an offer for less than $1,000, you don't have too much room to, like, if you want to hire a media buyer, let's say, right, you're going to pay them $800, then it's only like $200 profit there. So I would go for at least $2,000 and then find clients who can afford that, because they're going to stick with you longer. And yeah, that's just my opinion though. Like, going for a person who can charge, that you can charge more money from, because then you can scale with them and they're going to stay longer with you as well.
Yeah, I got it. Thanks, Max.
No worries. All right, let's continue. Let's do Ahmad.
Yeah. So do you recommend? I was watching a video recently, and they were talking about they landed their first client and they hadn't even done any outreach. They were just doing it through like they were posting content, giving free value. So do you recommend posting content and actually like giving value so you know seem more trustable? And if so, should I make the content specific to like my niche and what we offer the niche? So like, for example, this is how you scale, this is how you get leads with Facebook ads and stuff like that. Or should I just make it general to like SMMA content?
So, and yeah, and the goal is just like, you want more clients, right? That's like yeah. So in the beginning, because I did this for roofing a while back as well. Like, I want like creating a content plan and created like for that specific niche and so on and so forth. The thing is though, that in my niche, like, roofers are not that interested in learning about advertising, like how to get, they just want to get more leads essentially. Maybe that's different for your niche, but what I would recommend is like better, especially in the beginning, is just to reach out to people like one-on-one first, to actually get in contact with people. And then you can have some like content value pieces on your website. Let's say maybe you have a blog, or you create like a mini series of maybe like 5 to 6 videos that you can send out to your email list or something like that. Because the thing is, if you're going to create like content and so on and so forth, it takes a lot of time creating content. You will have to edit it, you will have to post it, and all of that stuff. So I would spend most of your time, you know, doing your organic outreach in the beginning, get clients, survey clients, get more clients, get more money coming in, and so on and so forth. And then you can start like thinking about doing like a content plan.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And worse. Because it is power to make content. I want to say that as well. But in the beginning, it's like, it's more valuable to just focus on getting clients essentially.
Right. Cool.
Yeah. All right. All right. Luca, let's go.
Hello, Max. First of all, thank you for everything. And I don't have a specific question, but I have a situation which I want to like tell you. So I'm from Austria, and my agency is fully in German. So I only have German clients, and therefore, and I'm in the home improvement niche. And therefore, I didn't find any media buyer, because in Germany and Austria, SMMA is quite new, and I wasn't able to find any media buyers. So I like thought, okay, I'm gonna try it myself. I already have a little bit experience in Facebook ads. And yeah, then so I have no media buyer. And then I asked myself, okay, what should I do now? I don't have enough experience to like have any testimonials or something else, like show any case studies. And then I thought to myself, okay, maybe it's the right thing to do that I present my service or that I offer my service for free. And I signed my first client now, but of course for free. And I already presented her the offer after the free trial and told her, yeah, after the free trial, I'm gonna take my retainer will be 2K. And she was a little bit shocked because she thought that it is very high. And yeah, what's your opinion on the whole situation and what should I change maybe?
So if you have a like a person that you're doing a free trial for right now, I think that's fine though in the beginning. Even though when people ask if they should do a free trial, I normally tell them that they shouldn't, because you don't really have to if you find a media buyer. Because if you find a media buyer and you charge $2,000 per month, you can just reinvest that and find a media buyer and you get results, and you're basically launching your agency, getting paid from the beginning. But doing like work for free is not bad. And what I would recommend that you can do to her as well is just to propose that you're going to work for free for, let's say, I don't know how long you said, but maybe a month or something like that. Yeah. And then you can ask her for a testimonial essentially. So, and then, definitely get a testimonial from her. And then you can maybe like, if she does the testimonial, maybe you offer her a couple of weeks more or whatever it might be. You would have to come up with that yourself. But definitely get a testimonial from her, because that can be worth a lot if you're going to close your next client. And then I would just create an offer for her, and if she want to continue and if she sees value in it, then continue. But definitely, like if she sees value in it and closing clients, then you should definitely get paid. So yeah.
And should I like offer more free trials, or should I like try to do the service myself? Because as I already mentioned, it's not very easy to find a media buyer in German. And do you think I could work with an English speaking media buyer and maybe just like translate the copy myself? Would that be possible?
You could, right? Because it's definitely going to be better if the media buyer speaks German, because then he or she will know like what ad copy and what to create and so on and so forth. But you can still leverage a media buyer who doesn't speak German, because they will kind of know, they will still know how to like structure the landing pages, what questions to ask and all of that. So if you can find a really good media buyer who have experience in your niche, you can definitely go with that. And then you can work together with him to translate everything. And then as you go, you will learn as well to do it yourself and get better at it yourself as well.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna try this.
Yeah, no worries. All right, Sebastian.
Hey man, how are you? I have two questions actually. What I was thinking is this a possibility that you can hire a sales rep to do the sales calls? Have you thought about it, or it's like mandatory to do it yourself as a business owner? And the other question is, what if right now I have a situation that I'm going to have an appointment next week with one big company in real estate that already have like a in-house marketing team. So what's the synergy there? How much value can I add, or have you ever like been in that situation before?
Got you. Okay, so for the sales rep, I would definitely recommend that you do your sales calls yourself in the beginning and like continue for a long time, to be honest, because that's, you learn everything about your niche and your market on the sales calls. Like what problems do they have? You build a connection with them. You start to learn things that you can use in your own advertising and marketing, because they tell you everything that they're struggling with and so on and so forth. Plus, it's just a super good skill just to get better at sales, essentially. So I would definitely do your own sales calls first. And still like continue with it for a long time. Like I still do a lot of my own sales calls because I want to talk with the business owners essentially, and I don't have to do super like a ton of sales calls, because if you have a goal of like keeping your agency at like 50K or 75K per month or whatever it might be, most of your new sales calls are like referrals coming in and so on and so forth. And then I normally take those, but like since you're getting recurring payments every single month, then it's not like you have to do sales over and over again to like keep the agency growing, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I would do like definitely do the sales call to yourself in the beginning, because that's where you learn everything. And then regarding like the in-house marketing team, so is that specific client, do they have an in-house marketing team already? And they are like, what was your question there? You're basically wondering if you can still provide value, or
yeah.
Yeah,
because
so
I've been like studying them. So, sorry to interrupt. I've been studying them. What are they doing? And mostly they are not like investing that much in Facebook ads, and they're focusing more in like real estate web portals like Zillow, like that. So maybe I can work with their current marketing team, work together. One question was, if you ever like had that situation in your own agency, right?
Yeah, like one of my oldest clients when I started out, like a startup company, when I had one of my first clients here in Sweden before I started with the roofing industry and so forth. It was a startup that then got sold to a multi-billion-dollar company, and I was helping them to do the transition to this new company, and they had like a whole floor of like, I don't know how much staff, like maybe 40, 45 people or something, only doing marketing and so on and so forth, like copywriters, etc., etc. And when I got in there as like a consultant, you know, I basically asked them like, what type of retarget, like what type of paid ads are you guys doing? Or like, are you doing any retargeting? And they didn't even know what retargeting was, you know? So a lot of companies like retargeting and stuff like online ads and the Google display network, they have no idea. And a lot of local businesses, if you're talking with a bigger local business and they have like an in-house marketing team, normally it's like somebody who's like, you know, they have like an art director who makes some visual stuff, and they maybe have, it's not so common with a copywriter maybe, but they have like an art director and somebody like a social media planner who's like posting social stuff. But they have like, most of them have no idea how to do like paid ads and so on and so forth. That's why they're kind of looking for an agency to do that for them.
Awesome. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That, maybe they're not like very advanced in that area, because I was looking into the ad library. Seeing is there any ads? There was one or two maybe, but not the volume that you would expect for a business that size. So maybe I can enter there and make them grow.
Yeah, like don't focus so much on that. Like, just to focus on like jumping on a sales call with them and showing what value you can bring, and do like a really, really good pitch deck and present everything the best you can. And chances are super high that they've never done that before, you know, yeah. So just focus on showing what you can do for them, essentially. Yeah.
Thanks. That was.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. All right. Luca, do you have another question, by the way?
Oh, no, sorry. I forgot to.
No worries. Ahmad?
Yeah, sorry about that. So I wanted to ask, because you're in the roofing niche, I'm also in that niche. So do you find that, like, do you recommend try pushing your clients for free inspections? Do you find like that sales convert better with free inspections, or paid inspections don't really matter, it's fine? And yeah, that's really the question.
So you mean in terms of like working best for them to close clients, or in the marketing, or?
Yeah, so like, did you find that them giving a free inspection actually landed them more sales, or did it not really matter?
So to be completely honest with you, I would say I'm not really sure, because we're not in the sales process. We're not helping them with the sales, or we're not going on any of their sales calls or anything like that. But I would say like 9 out of 10 are doing like free estimates. It's very rare that I don't know if they do a lot of you know, not retail, but they're doing insurance work. Maybe that's when they do paid appointments. I'm not sure, but
Mm.
Like most of them are just, we're basically just helping our clients, making sure that they vet all of the leads that they get. And when we generate like booked appointments for them as well, and they get a verified booked appointments from like the online calendar and so forth, they always call the homeowner and make sure that, you know, they ask them more questions and just to make sure that it's a legit person.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So, yeah. But we never talk about free estimates or like paid, we never even mention like free estimates that much in our advertising, because everybody knows that it's like free estimates.
Yeah, because I don't know. I spoke with one guy and he was saying like he actually offers, like he charges for estimates. Like sometimes he charges like around, depending on the house, like 250 plus. Yeah. So that's what I was wondering. But yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else with a question?
Yeah, Max. I just want to ask you that what will be the best time to call the US like clients? So whenever I'm calling them, they are saying that they are busy and he's not, the boss is not available. This is what I'm hearing from them.
So like what time is best to call people in the US?
Yeah, exactly.
And for cold calling, I assume you mean, right? Or
yeah, for the cold calling, yeah.
Like best time, I would say like you can start in the morning. You know, as soon as they enter the office, you can try and call them, and then just like continue all day. Like if you're doing cold calling, this is what I would do if I were doing cold calling. I would set aside 3 hours every day, max 4 hours, but 3 to 4 hours where I only did like prospecting or cold calling, or 2 to 3 hours, or however much time you want to. And then you can set aside, maybe you do that from between, I don't know, I would do like 8 a.m. maybe to lunch or something like that. 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. American time. I would do like cold calling. And then I would just cold call like crazy for 3 hours every single morning, and then just do that every single day.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how I would do it. So set aside a time where you only do that and do that for 2 or 3 hours. And then, yeah, that's kind of would be, yeah, no worries.
I have one more question that
Yep.
is it like like suggestible from you that to keep a VA instead of me cold calling to them, because I'm not a native English speaker, right? So as soon as they are hearing me my accent, they are just dropping, like they are just hanging up. That's
Gotcha.
what the problem.
Yeah, like you can definitely try that. You know, I've heard a lot of people using you know, if a lot of people are using like girls instead of guys, because a lot of people like to talk with girls instead. That could be something that you could try as well. But yeah, you can definitely try and hire a VA and like a list builder or something like that. The main thing in the beginning, again, is just to get that first client, in my opinion, when you try to run and like grow an agency, to get your first clients with whatever means necessary, like organic, if you even either like reaching out to people or doing cold calling or whatever it might be, and get that cash flow, and then try to get like your next clients after that with like referral program or with paid ads as soon as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, no worries. All right. And if there's anybody like, have any of you guys in here got that first client yet, by the way? Or are most of you guys still looking for that first client right now?
So I
Got
got
some
one,
leads, but no clients.
but I don't get paid, so it doesn't count.
I get you. Yeah, but I'm just trying to think if there's anything. It sounds like the main thing that you guys want to solve right now is just to get that like first client with organic prospecting. It feels like that's where most people are right now. Yeah. And so, yeah, is there anything like with the, have anybody been on a sales call and like have any specific questions regarding the sales, or is it mostly like only the prospecting? That's the problem.
Regarding the sales call, Max, I had a question that
Yep.
one prospect actually messaged me on LinkedIn and said, "Can we schedule a call next week?" And I said, "Yeah, definitely." But my point is, Max, would it be better to like send them a calendar link, or should I just ask them a day and time? Like, would you be available on Monday at this time, or should I send the calendar link?
I would always send the calendar link so that people can book their own appointments, and then also have your specific questions in there as well. That's what I would do, or that we always do that way. It's just easier as well if there's different time zones and stuff like that.
And it's also professional.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we're not as many people today. Maybe it's because I changed up the link, but yeah, I'm here if anybody else had a question, or if anything, if somebody want to discuss something, I'm all ears.
Well, if there's anything, quick question. So basically, I don't know about anybody. I'm 25 right now, so I basically already have a career. I work in finance, consumer wealth management, where I already have like a lot of clients, and we do like investments, all this. And I was looking to pivot more because I noticed that for all the hours I put in working for, like, I'm an analyst, so I'm at the bottom of like the company, and my advisor gets all of the commissions and everything. I'm like, I'd rather put in all these hours and start a business and work for myself more, where I can leverage all the hours I put more to make a higher income. One of the problems I notice is I have a partner as well, so he's in a similar situation as me. If my schedule is like this, I wake up at 4:30 a.m., hit the gym at 5 a.m. till 6:30 a.m., get to work at 7:30 a.m., get out about 5:30 p.m., and then I'm working on this business basically from 6 to 10. I was wondering, at what amount of clients do you notice that you can't, like, this just has to be the full focus and everything? Because I've been able to manage right now, but I'm wondering around how many clients where you have to basically say, all right, you gotta quit the career and start focusing just on the business more than anything.
So do you have like any like specific like income goal where you feel like if I get there, then I'm gonna quit the job? Or like, what's your goal? Do you want to continue with two like businesses at the same time, or is the goal to quit the other job? Or
I think the leverage that it comes with SMMA is much more lucrative in and of itself, at least for someone at my age, because I think the advisors, like, their leverage for their income is a lot more because, you know, they're making commissions, and all assets under management, they're making a percentage of that as well. For me as an analyst, I have a fixed salary. So no matter what, if I work 80 hours that week, if I work 40 hours that week, and I work 60-hour weeks usually, because even on the weekends, clients send me emails and everything, and I'm helping them out. I'm stuck at that same salary no matter what. So that's what put me on with SMMA is if I get 10 clients and I get more clients and more clients, the income grows a lot more. So I'd rather quit the position that I'm at with the company and focus just on the SMMA, but later I don't want to do it right away because I'm still making a good amount of income from what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. Yeah, so like what's taking time when you run an SMMA is basically to learn what works, at least in the beginning, because you just need to figure out how to get results for your clients. And that's also why I recommend the SMMA, right? That you only have one niche and one specific service that you offer. Because as you figure out what works for one client, then you can just rinse and repeat that for your next and ongoing clients. And so, yeah, your initial question was like, how much, like, when should I quit? Like, how many clients do I, like, when is it coming?
Yeah, my question is like, how many clients were able to manage where you were like, all right, this, like, I mean, you obviously just focus on full time no matter what, but let's say you were like having another job, and then when did you think is like, I can't do two of these at the same time anymore? Now the clients for the SMMA is a lot more time consuming.
Yeah. So the better you get, the less time consuming it gets, essentially.
Okay.
Because again, if you just do the same thing over and over again for all of your clients, like right now when we onboard a client, I know that we're gonna get results for them, essentially. It's like, because we know what ad copy, what works, what landing pages, what works, the targeting, we have all of those things in place. So literally what's taking the longest time in my business right now is to like like onboarding takes a long time. Like if like the time span for a new client, when do I spend most time on a new client? It's literally just onboarding. So like getting them onboarded, setting everything up, launching everything, do the initial testing. Then once we find what works, we can just like check the campaigns once or twice per week, essentially. So it's not that time consuming to running an SMMA. Obviously, if you're going to hire a lot of people and scaling it to hundreds of thousands of dollars, it's going to be more time consuming. But if you just want to run an agency making 10K a month or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50K per month, and you've set everything up the right way from the ground up, like you have an SMMA, one niche, one offer, you're getting great results for them, you're getting paid a lot per client, then, you know, you can have like, let's say you set a goal, like you're going to get 3 clients paying you $3,500 each. You're making $10,500 per month. If you can get there and you're getting good results and they want to scale, I would kind of quit your other job. Essentially, you want to find that proof of concept. You basically want to know that it works, essentially.
Yeah. Okay. And I think having the partner also helps out because we're both put, like, if I can only do 4 hours, he does 4 hours, that's 8 hours in total that we can all both put in each day. So that really helps out as well. Yeah. Because again, in the beginning, it takes a lot of time to get the client. You have to do the organic, but as soon as you start to get clients, get results, then you start a referral program for your own clients and you can start to run some ads. Then, you know, you've set it up in the right way from the beginning. So then, you know, you get clients pretty much on autopilot, and then it's just about onboarding them. And right now in my agency, it's more so that I don't want to have too many clients. I just want to I basically want to run my agency kind of where it is and just finding better clients or having fewer clients that spend more, essentially. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. All right, Cameron.
Hello. So I was just wondering what your thoughts are on like a video-based onboarding process, because I've kind of put together like 5 videos that go through how to give us access to their business manager, how to get themselves set up on Go High Level without us actually having to walk them through it, because obviously I don't have much experience on that end, so I didn't really want to, you know, mess it up while on the call. So I kind of went ahead and did that, and then obviously if they're struggling with anything, then they can go ahead and reach out to me and we can go from there. But what are your thoughts on that? Do you use that or?
I don't. I always onboard them on a call. So at least regarding high level, but I think it's a great idea to do like a small video series where you show them how to, you know, invite you with a business manager or whatever it might be. Yeah. I do that on the call with them as well. And normally we get done in 2 hours. And I think I like to do it personally as well, because then you can kind of meet them and talk to them and so on and so forth.
I get what you mean. All right, thanks.
Yeah, no worries. And like, don't be as well, like don't be like scared is the wrong word, but like you can't really mess up on the onboarding calls either. So you can just do that first, Carl. Yeah. So. All right. Who's next? Is it Ahmad now?
Yep. So I was just wondering, so I'm doing like a ROI guarantee, but I've just been having an issue with it because I'm thinking, say I get them a certain amount of appointments and like it's a good amount, but they're not closing any of them, then I'll still have to, you know, follow up on my guarantee, even though I've basically done my job. So how do you fix that?
So it basically goes back to what type of ROI guarantee you have. Like we always do service-based guarantee. Is that what you do as well? Or
return on interest, as in return on investment, as in so like how much they spend, they'll get it back in sales and money they've made.
And then you're basically telling them that if
so if they don't, then we either I'm deciding between either work for free or money back.
Yeah, got you. So we do that, right? We have a service-based guarantee, and if we haven't been able to produce an ROI for them within the first 4 months, then we tell them that we're going to be like, we're working for free until they do get an ROI.
Right.
We've been offering that since we started, and we haven't had a single person pick it up yet. But it just goes back to like selecting your clients, to be honest.
Right.
Like when we onboard a roofing client making at least $1 million per year or $2 million per year, then I know that they have a working sales process in place. So when we give them our leads and appointments, it's like I know that they know what to do, versus if I'm helping like a completely new roofing contractor who's like not established yet and they don't really know what to do, then I might be sending them the best leads and booked appointments, but they're not being able to close any of them, essentially, if that makes sense.
Would you I thought this idea, but I haven't really heard of anyone talk about it. Say it's so it's not a big like a really big business, but say could you do something like for every appointment we get you, it'll count to your return on investment, count like a certain amount. So like say every appointment we get you account like £100 to your return on investment. That makes sense, because then even if they don't get any sales, we're still doing our job. So yeah, kind of like that, if you understand what I mean.
I guess you can. I've never done it, so but you would have to give it some thought, right? But like if you're in the roofing space and they're paying you $2,000 per month, and they're having a $2,000 ad spend, let's say that's $4,000 a month, and then they get one roof, and they maybe they get like 15 to 20K for one roof.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. One roof.
Yeah. Obviously, they have some like paying for materials and all of that, but if you get them 1 or 2 jobs, that's pretty much an ROI. So
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't know. It shouldn't be that bad. Yeah.
Yeah. No, don't worry too much about it. Like get to that, like
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Once you get there, or if it even gets there. So.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. No worries. All right, Luca.
So I'm currently 18 years old and I do social media agency full time. So for 2 weeks now, I like sit from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. here and work on the agency. And I wanted to ask you, would you recommend me, because I'm so young, that I also like search a job that I have more capital to invest in the agency, or would you go like full 100% in with the agency for 3 months?
So like, where are you right now? Like, are you able to survive for like 3 months or 6 months? Or?
Yeah, so I saved up a little bit of money because I've worked 2 months, and I'm allowed to stay with my parents because they really support me with the business, and they are like really supportive with it and really say like, go for it, you can do it, we believe in you. And yeah, I have enough money to like have something to eat, and yeah.
So like at the end of the day, like you can literally do what you want, essentially, right? And it's only you who are gonna do the work or not do the work. So basically what happened with me when I really got my agency to kick off was I was together with a girl and we broke up, and I was like, shit, I have no place to live, I have to make some money. And I basically just got focused because I got some fire under my ass to like actually get shit done, essentially. So you don't want to be too comfortable, and just make up your mind like what it is that you want to do, essentially. Like what's your goal for the next year, and also put up a plan, like what are you actually going to do to get there. So yeah.
But when my goal is to like become a full self-employed agency owner in the next year, do I need a job to accomplish that?
Like you don't need a job, right? Because you can like you don't need the job to make sales and get the client. What you need is the client, essentially. Yeah. But
okay, so you would say I can try to like do this full time for 3 months and then.
Yeah, so like if you need money and you're not getting money from the agency, then obviously you need to get money from somewhere else, essentially. So then maybe you need an extra job. But if you have a timeline right now where you don't need to work for, let's say, 3 months, then I would just go all in with the agency, essentially.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. And then like there's no right or wrong here. It's basically just getting it done, essentially. It's like going to the gym, right? You know what you need to do. You just need to do it, essentially. Yeah. All right. Harsh.
Yeah, so I've got the same situation as Luca. I'm 17. My parents are supporting me, and I've got a little bit of money saved up. But yeah, and I just want to ask about the niche, because I don't want to go too deep into the rabbit hole just to find out that it doesn't work. So I'm basically in the family and pet care niche, where basically dog daycare and boarding. Do you think it's a good idea in that niche? I've been in it for a couple of weeks now, about 4 weeks. So what do you think about that niche?
The dog day, like pet care niche.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, that's actually a niche. When I like selected my niche, I selected between like roofing and like some jewelry, and I also looked into that niche as well because I made like a Google search, and Forbes kind of wrote about that niche that it was exploding. Like it's actually a billion, like a super huge industry, because a lot of people have pets and it's pretty expensive to have them on a daycare. It's like, it can be quite a lot, but I have no personal experience with a niche. So I would, if I were you, I would just like, you basically have to just use what I talk about in the videos, in the niche videos, like those specific rules, what to look for and so forth. Is it growing? Is it dying? It's definitely growing, I would say, but like, see if you can find any data on that. Like, how much money do when you generate a lead or an appointment or a new client for your clients, how much money is that worth to them, and so on and so forth. Also, do these dog daycare centers like want to scale? Or like, do they like, or do they have enough customers? Maybe they have too many customers and it's like waiting lines, stuff like that, essentially. And the only way you can learn about the niche is just to jump on sales calls. So I would just focus on your offer and your SMMA offer, essentially, and then just try to get as many sales calls as you can, and then just talk to people on those sales calls and see what you learn from them, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I've done quite a bit of research, but the thing is, it checks all of the boxes that you've talked about in the video itself. But
Yeah.
the thing is, the lifetime value of a customer is quite high, more than 2 or 3K. But
Yeah.
The value of a customer just after, getting the lead and getting the sale is low, because it's like $35-50 a day for a daycare. But if I'm charging maybe let's say $2,000 to a client plus ad spend, let's say 3 to 4K the client spends, but let's say he gets 15 leads, but in the same month itself he's not going to see the return. It's going to take a while, because it's like a long-term thing, a subscription type thing. That's what
Gotcha.
I was worried about.
Like, one thing that you can also start to look into, that is actually can be huge for a lot of local businesses as well, is that there's a lot of franchises out there, and I'm sure there's a lot of franchise businesses in that industry as well. So maybe you charge, a franchise $2,000 per month, but you're helping, if it doesn't make sense for them for you to only help one local business, maybe if you help like two or three of their locations, you help them with their advertising. And then if you get that to work, then maybe they want you to help them on like 20 locations, and then you take, divide it by 3 essentially, and take 2K for each 3 locations, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there are quite a bit of franchises in this industry.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are basically personally owned. So singular people own that. Not like it's not like one person owns 5 or 10 franchises.
Yeah.
And yeah, on an average, they earn around, I would say, $700,000 to $800,000 a year. So
Yeah.
what do you think about that?
Yeah, well, that's good. If they're making 700,000 to 800,000, that's close to $1 million. And if there's a lot of like, if that's the average, I'm sure there are businesses out there, like bigger businesses, making $1.5 or $2 million per year or something like that as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because how many sales calls have you been on with them?
Only 2, actually.
Okay. I would like get at least like 15 or 20 sales calls, or even better, like 30 sales calls, and then make an assessment if it's a good one or not, essentially. Because two sales calls in doesn't have to mean like anything. So put a goal of like getting 30 sales calls, and then kind of make a decision if it's a good niche or not, essentially.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, no worries. All right, who's next? Mateen?
Yeah, so Max,
Yep.
I had the same question that Harsh asked you. So I'm into the kitchen and bathroom remodeling niche. So I'm into like one and a half week into this, and I just want to know that it's like quite similar to the roofing and the solar niche itself. So is it a good niche for me? The one whom I'm reaching out, like they are very big companies, they have everything established, whether the PA is taking up the call or the assistant or someone. I'm not directly going into the owner's phone call.
So what's the question? Sorry, like how to get in contact with the owner, or?
Yeah, is this a good niche? Kitchen and bathroom remodeling is a good niche for me.
Yeah, like again, I have no personal experience in it, but it's like expensive jobs. You're selling to, it's a service that's always going to be there. It's not going away. It's worth a lot of money for the people. So if you can help them to get a lot of kitchen and the bathroom remodeling jobs, they're going to be very, very happy. I'm sure there are a lot of other people helping those types of businesses out there as well that you can learn a lot from. So if you can find agencies and see what type of landing pages they use and what types of ads to run, but honestly, you can just check exactly how we run our ads for our roofing and solar clients. So you can pretty much do the exact same thing for that industry as well, in terms of like the ad copy, the images, the landing pages, and all of that as well. And I have a video on my YouTube channel where I show exactly how we do everything. But yeah, it's definitely a good niche, like expensive jobs, and there's always a need for it there. And yeah, are you doing meta ads or YouTube ads, or?
I'm doing meta ads, Facebook
Meta
ads.
ads. Gotcha. No, like huge opportunity there if you can figure out how to get great results for your clients. So
Yeah, the media buyer, even she has the experience into this niche.
yep, that's awesome.
But the thing is that I cannot reach the owner. That's the problem. Like this industry is a very huge industry. The person who is taking my calls or the person I'm emailing is either an assistant or a PA or someone.
Okay, so you're having a tough time getting to the business owner. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like it is what it is, essentially. I have no better answer for it than that. That, you know, it's a lot of times it's taking a lot of effort to get in contact with the business owner, but a lot of times it's just pure, I don't want to say luck, but it's like timing. You know, you're reaching out to that client that are looking for something right now. That's how I got my first client, and that top 100 roofing contractor, Nolan's Roofing in Florida. It was just pure timing. I was sitting there mailing people, I don't know, like 45 days or something, not really getting anything. And then one day I just got in contact with the owner there, and it was great timing, and they decided to jump on and get started. And that's how I started my agency, essentially. So you just have to like just keep on going. If you're getting a ton of no's, you have to like be committed to it and just continue, essentially.
Yeah. I'm not losing the hope.
No, it's because it's good that it's hard, because most people give up. So if you just don't give up, you have a huge competitive advantage, essentially. That's how I like to think about it. Yeah.
Thanks, Max.
Yeah, no worries. All right, Cameron.
Hi, so I've got two questions, if that's all right. So
Yeah.
the first one is, obviously, I've just started my agency. I don't have a client fully onboarded as of yet. I've got one that's looking at the contract, that's signing it for Monday, but I've only just realized from what someone said on this call that you can't sign a contract at 16, below 18. And what would you recommend in that situation? Because I can't really turn around to them now after we've had like 2-3 calls and go, actually, no, we can't do the contract. You know, I'm not old enough.
Okay, so here's my question then. Like, what does the law say about that? Or like what are the actual
I have
rules
no
about it?
clue. But
Yeah.
if I'm totally honest, I mean, I'm sure that would only matter surely if they were to, you know, pursue it in court and things.
Yeah, like really the main thing, or when I do a contract or with somebody with a business, the main thing is that you guys like actually agree upon what it is that you're going to do. And then worst case scenario is that they're super unhappy with your work and they like dispute the payment from like Stripe or something. And then it's great to have an agreement, because you can send the agreement to Stripe and show them, here's what we agreed upon. Here's what I did during the onboarding. Here's my Loom video, yada, yada, yada. And then Stripe decides if you're going to get,
Right, so I should be all good then. I should be all right.
Yeah.
And the other question was, so I've just been like, this week was pretty much just pure focus on outreach.
And take an action, man.
Yeah, and I just thought, what were your opinions on? Because obviously I've gone from having no clients, and then say I've got, for example, I've got like 11 calls booked for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Say I was to close 4 of them, I'm going to go from having 0 clients to 4 clients. Do you think, because at the start initially, I was thinking, oh, I'll book 1 sales call, see how it goes, book another, see how it goes. But now I'm kind of, you know, doubling down on the outreach. Do you think that's the better route to take, even though it might get a bit too much at times?
Yeah, just go for it.
Right.
Really, yeah. And what might happen is that you might get super stressed out because you're getting too many clients. That's really what happened when I started to figure things out as well. I made 4 sales in one day, and I almost had a panic attack on the sales call because I was like, how am I actually going to do this? But
it's a good problem though, in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so just go for it. Like, and also what you will notice is that everything goes in waves. So you will have times where it feels like you're putting a ton of effort in and you're not getting anything.
Yeah.
And then you're just getting super good return on what you're doing. So you kind of have to ride that wave.
I kind of feel like I get that with outreach, because you know, there's sometimes you'll do a lot less outreach, but you'll book a lot more calls. Then, you know, you can spend hours and you won't book one. So I think there's kind of that luck factor in it as well, as you mentioned.
Yeah. And it all goes back to the sales calls as well, because on the sales calls, you'll learn what it is that you have to tell to them essentially.
Yeah.
So just to give you an example, when I started out and I started to do my sales calls, I noticed that everybody said that they were doing Home Advisor and Angie's List and Thumbtack and all these lead insights. And back then in 2017, nobody was like doing ads towards roofers. So when I learned that, and I just mentioned like Home Advisor, Angie, and Thumbtack in my ads, and I got that information from the market essentially, I got a ton of book calls. So it's just like, just see the sales calls as learning from them as well. Like really try to dig into what they don't like or find that thing, because then you can use that in your outreach and just tell them that, hey, you're most likely doing A, B, and C, and you probably don't like it because of D, F. So
I've been kind of trying to do that. I've been kind of like, I was watching these videos about, you know, eliminating the risk completely. And then even if it was to fail, then there's like that safety net in order for them to bounce back better than where they was initially. And that's what I've been trying to like include in my offer when I'm outreaching. But I appreciate the answer, Max. Thank you.
No worries. Yeah, risk reversals are awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, Akman.
Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of like cold calls as well, and I'm getting to say, you know, my offer and stuff, and a lot of them are saying that, not a lot, some of them are saying that we're interested, but not at the moment. They've got a lot of clients at the moment. This is for the roofing nation. They say call me back in January, and I was just thinking, is that due to them being a smaller company? And if so, should I like make my outreach a bit more specific to, you know, like you said, the higher end companies?
I would definitely go for the higher, or like the companies with more money, like no matter what. And then also, like the reason why a lot of people might say that, you know, it's not a good timing right now, or they want to think about it, or whatever it might be. Normally it can be because of like 1,000 different reasons. Like you really don't know, right? Because either they're just like around window shopping and they're not interested anyways. They just want to see what it costs, or they just want to jump on a call to kind of learn what's new or whatever it might be. However, when you're on a sales call, and like if you only take a sales call with a business who's making at least $2 million per year, they watch your VSL video, they've gone through the survey and so on and so forth. Normally they are jumping on multiple calls as well. They just want to find like the best solution, like with everything else that people are buying. They just want to find the best thing out there essentially. So you're going to notice that it's going to be easier to sell to you or sell more essentially if you just become the best, give them the best sales calls possible. You're teaching them about everything with like the sales presentation or the pitch deck. You inform them on how everything is going to work. You know, that's basically my goal on my sales call, because I know that I'm making better presentations than pretty much all of our competitors out there, because I've heard it a lot of times that people decided to go with us because it felt like we had the best solution essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. All right. Anybody else? Harsh, let's go.
So essentially, I just had a question about you. Basically, like growing your agency from 10K, 20K to 50K and further. What's your long-term goal now, and like what are you planning in the future?
Yeah, so with the agency, my goal with the agency is basically to keeping it around, between like 50 to 75K. I feel like that is really like a good range, or that's really like that's kind of where I want to keep it essentially, because I much rather have fewer clients that are really, really good clients that I can scale with. And if I would really like make if let's say if I wanted to take the agency even further than that, then I would need to like hire somebody else as well potentially. And yeah, I don't know if that's really the route that I want to take. So I want to like keep my agency there. And really my long-term goal right now, it's a completely different thing, right? But start to look more into investing and like making more money and like investing it into certain assets so that I can kind of set myself up for a good life in 10 years or something like that. So that's like the overall goal, to make money, invest the money and do that. But then also I'm super, like right now I've been working super hard on this free course. And right now I just want to get as many people as possible through this course. And I also want to see people get results. Like that's the main thing that I want essentially. See as many people as I possibly can go through the course and actually like create real results. That's really what I'm super stoked about right now.
Awesome, and I'll hopefully I'll make you feel proud. Definitely, we'll try hard, and thanks for everything.
No, no worries. No worries. And that's why I want to do these calls as well. And it will be interesting to see like what person or what type of people actually that go through this course and get results. Like, is it is it the younger guys, or like, I don't know. I'm super, it would be very interesting to see. So yeah. And that's also why I want to like set up different systems and so forth with this course as well, to have, have the price pool and stuff like that, just to kind of motivate people to actually get results. So yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. All right, Shivam.
Yeah, hey Max, I just wanted to ask, is there some like key points you would like to share? Maybe there you might have learned from your mistakes while getting that first client. Some short points you might want to point out.
If I have any points, or
yeah, definitely. If
yeah,
you have any points you have noticed since you started out for your first client.
Yeah. So yeah, sure. So in the beginning, it's just about like being like super decisive that you really want to get it done essentially. And again, I told you before, like when I broke up with my girlfriend, I was like, shit, I really need to make this work. That's really when I started to make it work. So like decide that you actually want to do it, because once you decide that you actually want to make it work, then you don't really care if 100 people tell you no, because you know that you're going to continue no matter what essentially. And then just continue to work until you get your first client. So just work hard, and then get that proof of concept essentially. That's the next thing. Get your first 3 clients. As soon as you have like 3 clients, you're getting results for them, you're getting paid, then I would recommend to like reinvest pretty quickly into ads and try to scale it. Because once you find that thing that works and you have that small flame that you can sell it, you're getting results and people are happy to pay you money for it, then you should ride that wave, because then you should like double down on it and try to get more clients as quickly as possible essentially. And then just focus on results. That's the main thing. Just get the better. That's the only way you can win really with an agency, is just getting better results than anybody else out there essentially. So invest as much time, energy, and money as you can into getting good results for your clients. That's basically it. And have the goal to become the best in your industry as well. So yeah, because there's always
also Max.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, man. I just interrupted.
No, that was basically it. So if you had
and also like I wanted to congratulate you for like making such a sick body out. You have a really good body, and we get inspired from you. Especially I get inspired.
I've been sick now for the past 1.5 weeks, so I don't know, but
I can see like some sort of dark circles out there.
Yeah, I got the cold, or my girlfriend got the flu or whatever, and then I got it. So, but I'm getting back now. So
sick physique though.
Yeah, thank you. I'm just it's important. Like I don't really like to post pictures of stuff, you know, when you stand like flex, but whatever. But I think it's important to for a lot of other people to it changes everything when you start to work out. So I think a lot of people could benefit a lot from starting to work out as well. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. All right. Anything else, by the way, brother? All right, let's continue. Cameron.
Hello.
Hello.
Do you think at my age it would be beneficial, because I know you've got a performance coach, you know, say I had, you know, 3-4 clients, because it was definitely something I was looking into actually considering, even like without any clients, because I think it would benefit me. Do you think at this age it would be something that would be useful to have?
Like, as soon as you start to make some money and you have some good margins, I would like, why not really? I would actually recommend it. It changed everything for me. And I thought that I had good, I thought that I had like a good grasp on things because I'm pretty interested about sleep and diet and exercise and stuff. But Gio, like that's his business to learn about all of this stuff. So when I hired him, it just made a world of difference. But really, the biggest tip that I can give you, and I'll talk about that in the course as well, is to set aside time every single day when you like do some thinking. I don't know if you do that right now.
Yeah, I do in the morning. So I do about 10 minutes just thinking. I turn everything off, and, you know, I'll write down, I like journal it. And then I have like a purpose sheet I put together, which is like the habits that I need to stick to.
Awesome.
Some visualizations of, you know, what I'm actually working towards and things. So that's what I'm doing at the minute.
Do you have like a goal? Like, have you written down any goals? Like what it is that you want to achieve?
Yeah. So I did have goals, which was get 2 clients. This was like the business aspect of things. Have 2 clients making 3K a month by January 1st. But then I come across this David Goggins video. It's like, if you're setting goals that you know you can achieve, it's not going to, you know, put you out of your comfort zone. So I kind of stretched that. I put it 6 clients by January 1st. And, you know, I think it's doable if I put in the amount of work. Yeah. But we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. You can literally get like 4 clients in a day, you know, especially if you're having a lot of calls right now. And also another thing with goals as well, even if you have those like shorter terms goals, because this is a trap that I went for, that's actually a real one that can demotivate you a lot, actually, or it did for me, is that you're setting goals and then you achieve them. And then you're like, oh, okay, now what, essentially?
Yeah.
And then it's very simple to like be there and just kind of, you don't feel as fun anymore. So if you're setting those small goals, like smaller goals to get clients, I think that's great, but also try to think out 1, 2, 3, maybe even 5 years into the future, and really like when you start to make money, because you are going to start to make money. I know that you are, because like you're taking action and you're on the right path and everything. But what happens when you start making more money? What you're going to do then, essentially?
Yeah.
So then it's good to start to think about that as well, like investments potentially, or
Yeah, I definitely do need to think about that, because I haven't really thought, you know, I'm thinking within the span of, you know, the next 6 months to 8 months, something along the lines of that, you know, them short-term goals. But I haven't really thought out, you know, past that point. And if I overachieve those goals, what's my plan of action there? So I'm definitely something to consider. Thank you.
Because you're 16. Like, where do you want to be when you're 25? Like, you can be super far ahead when you're 22.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited.
Yeah, it should be. It should be.
Thanks, man.
All right, cool. Ahmad.
Yeah, so I remember last week you were saying, I asked a question about your Facebook ads, and then you said, so you actually tried running the first one by yourself and you like messed it up. So do you remember what exactly you were doing so like that made it messed up?
Yeah, good question. I had no idea what type of ad copy to run. So that's the first thing. I was basically writing the ads for them the same way as I was pretty much running like ads for my, or that I have learned from courses, from like coaching and consulting courses. So I think I did something like that. I also did like I only knew how to do like a landing page for a VSL, you know, kind of how I teach in the course, like a consulting type of landing page. So I did like a similar one like that for roofers as well. Didn't work at all. And then when I started to work with Thomas, like that media buyer, you know, he had super short ad copy and he tested multiple different images. And also on the landing page, he just had like a blank landing page with just a survey on it. And I was like, looks so simple. But he got super good results. So yeah, I pretty much did everything wrong. It's always those small like nuances like that you do wrong, and then everything breaks.
Yeah, because so I was like really confused about Facebook ads in general, because it's like you say one ad set, but then others say free and whatnot.
Yeah.
But then I found like another YouTuber, he's also in the roofing niche, and his ad strategy is like very, very similar to yours, just like one ad set, couple images, an ad copy. And I've seen like the simpler stuff actually works better than, you know, trying to make it more complicated.
Yeah, and also again, another thing that took me a long time to learn as well with ads is that, you know, marketing is just an extension of your offer essentially.
Right.
Basically what you're offering. So everything goes back to your offer and like what people actually get. Because at the end of the day, it's just going to be a person who see your ad on Facebook.
Mhm.
And if they don't feel like they're getting any value from it within like 1 second, then they're never going to click on it.
Right,
So
exactly,
it doesn't really matter how you build your campaigns. I'm sure there's people out there building campaigns with multiple ads and all of that and getting that to work really, really good also. But again, it just goes back to like your ad copy and like your image and your offer. What does it say on your landing page? Like what is it that you're promoting essentially?
Yeah. His landing page was like very simple as well.
Yeah.
Just a couple questions and then ask for the details really.
Yeah. So it's not in like the buttons you click, it's about what you promote essentially.
Yeah.
You can have the best product in the world and suck at marketing and you're gonna sell a ton. Or you can, you know, I talk about that in the course as well. Or you can be, you know, can have the worst product in the world, but you're like the best Facebook advertising in the world and nobody's gonna want to click on that ad because you just have something shit to sell essentially.
Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
No worries. All right, Harsh.
Hey, so I did what you said, and you know, on the call only, I just got a reply from that guy about he was asking for the price, right? So yeah, he basically replied that he doesn't want to like waste his time on a sales call if he knows that it's not affordable to him,
Yeah.
and he wants me to send a list of the services that I provide with brief descriptions and price per service and all of that.
Yeah.
That's what he wrote.
Yeah. So here's basically what I can recommend to you. Either, because I can only speak from my own experience. Like you can try to give him all of your prices. You can try to give him everything that he asked for. And I am like 99% sure that he's going to ghost you or that he's not interested anyways. Because if he's not like willing to jump on a call, then like, is he really that interested to like learn more about what you have? So what I would recommend is just to continue and like try to find somebody else. But also you will have to kind of go through your own journey and kind of learn this yourself as well. So if you want to, like, just follow your gut feeling, essentially, you can send him everything that he asked for. I don't think that you're going to get a deal from it. And you can continue to try that with more people as well. And I think that over time, you're going to learn that, okay, when people are like asking for this stuff over email and I do send them that, then nothing is happening essentially. So my recommendation is just to find like more high quality prospects essentially. But maybe you can turn this person into a deal as well. I'm not saying that it's impossible at all, but yeah, that's kind of my big.
What happened is that a couple of emails back, he actually said that he's looking for someone to do this work because he doesn't have a lot of time. And I saw that on the ads library, he started running ads 6 days ago and then stopped a couple of days ago. And also like unpublished his website and all of that. So yeah, maybe he's serious. That's why I was asking. But I also need like a high quality client. I don't need a client that who's gonna, you know, discuss or argue at every certain point. So your point is also valid.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's just ask him like, why can't he jump on a call? It's like because
that's what he's saying again and again. He says that he doesn't have time. I don't know why, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just like no matter what, just keep on hunting for more leads and appointments essentially. Just keep this guy. Yeah, that's like, yeah.
Gotcha.
Focus.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. All right. Cameron.
Just a short question, but when you were initial, I can't remember if I asked this on the last call actually, but when you were initially starting your agency, do you remember roughly how many hours a day you were putting into your agency?
Yeah, like ever since I started my agency, pretty much like every waking hour I've been putting into my business essentially. Even if I'm not like actively working in front of my computer, I'm always like thinking about it, etc., etc. But yeah, I did like I talk about deep work in the course by Cal Newport, that you kind of set aside X amount of hours every single morning. Yeah. So I think I was doing something like that, or I had like I did the old way where I was blasting out cold emails. So I think I did that every single morning, and I had like a cap of like, I sent a lot of emails. Maybe I sent like 300 or something like that per day or something like that. Crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was like I was like list, like just grabbing.
Right.
Yeah, so it was not personalized. That was when I started. I did that, but maybe I spent, in the morning I completed that, and then I got some sales calls and I did that in the afternoon.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Well, I have one more question. I can't remember what I was going to say now. I'll come back to it if I remember.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else? Anything? Any question about anything?
Yeah. Hey Max, I wanted to ask that what is the current strategy for outreaching, like for outbound leads?
That we use?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we run ads. So I've been running cold ads for like, I got my first, I started cold ads very, very early. Like pretty much immediately when I had some positive cash flow, I started to do paid ads. And the reason why I started with paid ads early was to get more clients, obviously, but I also wanted to get more sales calls just to learn more about the industry. So I saw that as an investment that I couldn't lose upon, essentially. So I did a lot of emails in the beginning. I got Nolan's Roofing, that top 100 roofing contractor, and I found Tom as my media buyer, and then I just started to reinvest into ads very early. But right now we're just running ads, and we have like a referral program that we use, and that is like, that's enough, because I've been in my industry for a long time as well. So it's like a lot of people know who we are and what we do. So sometimes just calls kind of pop in because they hear it from like somebody they know that we're working with right now, or whatever that might be. So we're not doing like any active like cold email or anything like that right now, actually, because we don't really need to. Yeah.
And Max, what was the like best way which worked for you initially? Like whether it was cold calling or retargeting. Initially, I'm talking like when you had your first couple of clients.
Yeah, cold email is what I did initially. I've also done quite a bit of LinkedIn Sales Navigator as well. Used that for a while. Never did Instagram really, but I really like Instagram, and like that's something that I think dig into a lot more if I started right now, because you can DM people without being like connected with them, if that makes sense. And that's
and should I like optimize my profile in the Instagram?
So if you do LinkedIn, I guess you can like kind of do it as like a LinkedIn profile where you talk about what you do. Again, in my opinion, it doesn't really matter as long as your profile kind of looks professional, or that you don't have a ton of like pictures when you're like drinking beer or stuff like that. It just looks like you're partying all the time. But because the main thing just goes back to like what you offer them essentially. Like if you have a really good offer to them and they're looking for that offer, then it doesn't really like matter if you have a link in your bio or not.
Yeah. I can just tag myself like owner at the rate my company, I guess.
Yeah.
Thanks, Max.
No worries. All right, Ahmad.
Yeah, so I saw in your course that you do, so like your emails are really personalized, so you do like a first line and a loom as well. So of course, obviously that's really personalized, so it's obviously a bit better, but it'll take longer, I guess. So how many emails could you like send out a day with that kind of strategy?
Yeah, so with Loom, I wouldn't say that it's super mandatory to have a loom in the first message. I think it's great if you can, but if you're doing a loom, you know, I've been setting a ton of looms. Like when I did LinkedIn, I was sending a lot of looms, and I had like a script that I was like repeating over and over again, and I was sending it to people. The thing, and it can become very like tedious, and you're talking a lot, and you kind of lose your voice because you're sending so many looms. It's good if you can do that, but sometimes, you know, some people they're not going to be interested no matter what, because they're not looking for something right now, and yada yada, right? Yeah. But but the main thing is that you just personalize it, essentially, that you understand them, and that the person who receives your first message, that they know that it's like that you're actually writing a message to that person, and that it's not like a copy paste thing. Yeah, because I'm getting like a lot of messages every single day, and I can see immediately if it's like copy pasting. Even if it's like a personalized first line, it's like it's a boring first line. You know, people are getting even picky like that. It's like, oh, here's a personalized first line, but it's like it's so boring. Or it's like, oh, he's mentioning the same thing that everybody else is mentioning. Yeah. So even if it's personalized, people might skip it because, you know, So
I like the idea of like, unlike a first line, image is like more catching. So you had on the loom, you start off on their website so they can see the website straight away and know it's personalized. Yeah, I was thinking of doing something like that so not a loom, so you could just have like an image of their website and be like, here's some things I think you could have done better. So then they know it's personalized to them. Exactly.
And but then again, like all of these things are just like cheap tricks to get their attention, essentially, right? But as soon as you get their attention, then you really have to say something to them that they like, offer something that they like actually want. And that's why I wanted to have Gio's example in the course as well, because he did it very, very personalized, and he actually presented something to me that I actually was interested in. Yeah. And then followed up as well, like because I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't do. They maybe sent that first personalized first message, and if they don't get a reply, they maybe follow up once, but then they don't follow up again. So they're working a ton of like finding new leads, but they're not following up with like 90% of them. So they have.
Sorry. So do you advise following up even if they haven't replied with a loom?
Like, if you send a message to someone and they respond, and like you pitch them what you have to offer, and they're like showing some type of interest, but then they ghost you, then, you know, feel free to follow up with them like 5 times or something over the coming 2 weeks or something, because they might be interested, but they are not. It's just they have so much other stuff to do, so that your thing that you have to offer is so low on the priority list, because, you know, they have to hire this person, or that person is suing them, and they have this job to complete, and there's like so many things going on. So it's like, even they're super interested in your offer, it's so low on the priority list. So you can like follow up over the next 2 or 3 weeks, and then when you send that 6th message the 3rd week, they actually reply, because now everything has cooled down, and now they have some attention to give to you, and so on and so forth. So definitely follow up if they've shown interest, but like if they haven't responded to you at all, then, you know, man, maybe you don't want to like spam them a lot of messages, because I don't know.
Right. Cool.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? Anybody? Any more questions? Cameron?
Yes. Well, it's not really a question. It's just more of like, you know, when you kind of got into like a routine, like a flow of continuously putting like every waking hour into your agency. Did you feel like you kind of developed like an obsession to improving?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So like, you know, when you were not even thinking about your agency, when you were socializing with people, it's all you could really think about.
Yeah. Like I have like a thing right now where if I'm not doing something, if I'm not actively working on something, or like thinking about something, or if I don't have like a problem that I'm trying to solve, I'm almost getting what's the right word for it? Like not depressed. It's not
frustrated.
The right word. Yeah. Not really frustrated either, but I'm getting very uncomfortable if I'm not actively working on something. I'm like, fuck, am I wasting time? Or like, what is the next thing that I need to figure out, and so on and so forth.
I mean, that's what. Go on, sorry, what was you going to say?
No, you go.
I was just going to say, I mean, obviously, I'm nowhere near at the point you're at, but I kind of feel like, you know, for example, today, it's a Saturday. There's not going to be a lot of places where I can outreach, and the only step I can really do at the minute, I've done everything pretty much in regards to the agency side of things. It's just landing the clients and testing the system, which is and then obviously, you know, bettering my understanding as I go on through action. But like today, obviously, I've put in quite a lot of work into just improving my system, but I just felt quite unproductive because I didn't have anything to do, if you know what I mean. And I know what I can kind of relate to you on that aspect.
Yeah, and that's also why it's very important as well. And I should have talked about this more in the program, but or in like week 5. That's why it's so important that you have a long-term plan.
Yeah.
It's very, very important because some days you're gonna wake up, or you get sick, or you get thrown off, or you go and travel somewhere, or you break up with your girlfriend, or whatever it might be. Just life happens to you. And then, you know, 2 weeks go by where you're not thinking as much on your like agency or on your goal and so on and so forth. And then you get back 2 weeks later and you're kind of like a completely new person.
Yeah.
And you've kind of lost track of your end goal. And then you make up a new goal. And then you start to work towards that are kind of in line with your agency, but it's still really not. And then you go off on a tangent here, and then a tangent there, and then a tangent here. And then you're like basically ending up going in circles essentially. So it's so important to just, the sooner the better you can put it like a long-term goal in place. Like, okay, I'm going to do my agency, I'm going to earn money, then I'm going to invest it. And I'm going to do this for at least like 4 years until I'm like, you know, you're going to be 20 in 4 years. It's crazy. And I'm laughing and saying that because it's like, I'm almost jealous, you know, or like yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. But like the sooner you can start this, the better. Like if you can learn about like starting a business, making money, and like being smart with your money, not buying like a ton of expensive cars, but actually like investing stuff. Yeah.
Because it kind of was that like,
life.
I mean, the past 3 years was like, I always knew that I wanted to do something along the lines of, you know, working for myself, but it was more, you know, what majority of people do. They don't know where to start. So they just watch videos all day and don't actually take action. But in regards to obviously like losing flow and things, I've got a holiday booked in a few months' time, and in a sense, I'm kind of not looking forward to going because I feel like I'll lose flow, if you know what I mean.
No, but it's also like, as long as you have like a long-term goal in plan, like going away from time to time is really good because you're changing the environment. You can relax, you can start to like think about things and so on and so forth. But it's just important that you're spending your energy like towards the same direction, and you do that over a long period of time. Yeah. And also like a big competitive advantage is just to like do one thing for a long period of time, because most people don't. So if you have like a competitor right now, then you're like, oh, here's this other guy who's doing the same thing as me. Like if you just focus on results and you just stick to it for like a year, chances are that in 6 months they're gone because they've jumped to another boat, or they're testing something new. So that's also like, yeah, no worries.
I appreciate that.
All right. We're getting closer to 6. If there's like, let's do a couple of more questions. If there's anybody who have like a final thing. If not, then we can end today's call. And like, I just want to mention this as well, that I really want you guys to get results. Like that's literally the only reason why I want to spend time on these calls, because I really want, like, you guys are going through the course, have completed the course, you're on these calls. Like, I want you guys to really like get results. That's really it. So if there's anything that you want to discuss, whatever that might be, like maybe like just keep this in mind for the next call as well. Like whatever that might be that you want help with, or whatever that might be, just make sure to ask, because I want to get an ROI on my time as well, to see you guys actually making some money. Essentially, that makes sense. So I want to put some pressure on you guys. Essentially, that's what I'm saying.
I'm going to repay you one day.
No, you don't have to, man.
Yeah, I actually don't know how your course is free. Like,
no, I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, me too. One day.
We could organize 1 year from now a big meeting with the 10 most successful students from the course.
Yeah. And
that'd
like,
be great.
Yeah. And yeah, like yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. I just want, like, we're not like, how many people are here? Like 5 or no, we're like 7 or 8 or whatever. Like, and think about this as well. Like, we're 8 people here, right? Or whatever, 6 or 7 or whatever. And there's like close to 5,000 people on my website every single day going through this course. And you are literally the few people who have like completed the course and are actually like spending your time, like that are actually serious about this. So, you know, that's pretty crazy when you think about it that way, that if you actually do the work and actually put in the time and just stick to like one thing and do that for a long period of time, like it's a few people who are going to succeed with this course and like actually get something from it. So yeah, that's why I want to spend those 2 hours in here as well, to actually like the people who are actually serious, like you guys are actually here, that you actually like get to action as well, and that you actually like put in the work and actually do it, because at the end of the day, that's really what's going to make anything happen, essentially. So
Yeah, this is the thing that I actually don't like a lot about myself. I sometimes get motivated just because I see that there's like 5K people in the Facebook group and also on your website, but
yeah,
there's just like 8 people. So I think that lot less people take action, and that's why I like get motivated sometimes because of that.
yeah, but it's also like people are in different stages. As a lot of people are going through the course, so they have a job. So a lot of people are in different stages, but there's very few who are like actually like doing in the work and like actually doing it. And that's why it's so important as well to like focus on like goals and like long-term thing that we just talked about with Cameron, that if you can do that, that's really like the most important thing, really. It's more important than learning how to do it. It's more important like putting systems in your place in your life when you're actually doing it. So, and you really need a long-term goal to be able to make it happen, essentially, because a lot of stuff happen, like everything can happen, and then it's so easy to get thrown off. So you just need that, like, okay, here's my 5-year plan. I'm just going to do this now for at least, or like 3-year plan. I'm just going to do this now for 3 years. I don't care if I can like invest money and make 100x my money on the Bitcoin or whatever, you know, I'm just going to do this one thing. Yeah,
That's true. Awesome.
yeah. All right, but okay, should we end it, or anybody else have anything? Or feels like we're getting closer and closer to the end of this call. But okay, let's end it. But let's do this. The $1,000 are on the table for results as well. So let's just, next week, I wanna see some sales next week, essentially. So I'm just throwing it out there. And we're getting closer to this December 17th as well. And I'm gonna select somebody who wins the $1,000, and then we're gonna continue with the $1,000 every single month after that. So that can be pretty good money in the beginning. So
Cool.
Hey,
Yeah.
this week I promise that I'll post a win. I'll have another person sign the contract.
That's
That is my
good.
promise on this call.
That's good. That's good. I love it. All right. We talk more next week then, guys. And let's get to work. And let's
All right, thanks,
make some
Max.
money.
All right.
Okay.
Appreciate
Take care.
it.
Let's go.
Bye.
Thanks for everything.
Take care,
Yeah,
guys.
thank you guys.
Max.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Take
Max.